I think you got stuff wrong in your Marvel Rivals video. See, I read those comments, and I was so tempted to make a follow-up because it's just legitimate misinformation in the comment section. Like, it's unbelievable. I don't know what you saw, Archive, but, like, it's all here. So I messaged each named person individually for even deeper insight, and Thaddeus is still under NDA, so he couldn't go into it. But Gary did. Like, not privately yet. Hopefully I'll get a statement from him. But it's not like they were making fucking menus, like the comment section is saying, and it's not like this team did nothing important. It's craziness. I didn't get anything wrong in the video. I reported on all of the facts, and people must have read like a Reddit comment or a Twitter post that said that they only worked on menus or something. It's crazy. Like, it's not the game director, which I mentioned in the video. He is not the sole game director, but he was the game director of the NA branch of Marvel Rivals, which did do quite a bit, from what I can glean, in the development of the game. Like, this wasn't some throwaway, worthless temp support team that people are claiming they were. He was not. He was a NetEase director. He was a NetEase director tasked with Marvel Rivals, who is currently under NDA from NetEase on his Marvel Rivals duties. I already reached out to him directly. I don't know where people are getting all this misinformation and saying I'm wrong for it. Oh, we already heated. Oh, I was fuming reading the comments where it was just blatantly wrong information being spouted, and then just not even watching the video. I was actually heated. Does this mean Rivals is dead? Nope. Rivals won't change. Like, this is not the main development team. This was a branch in America that did a lot of the developmental stages of it, as well as working on levels. So the game will still be exactly the same. Like, they laid the foundation, and now they got fucked for it. Yeah, I'm curious on that as well, Analyzer. That's why I reached out to each of them, because I'd like to know the depth at which they were working, and were they currently still working on Rivals at the time of their firing. But Thaddeus is still under NDA, so he can't answer. I don't know about Gary, and I don't know about Jack. I'm still waiting to hear. But at the very least, you have public information from Gary on some of his roles and responsibilities while working with NetEase on Marvel Rivals. He was not just a menu maker. He was literally flexible with his creative and technical skill set. As the level designer, he was tasked with coming up with and prototyping level layouts, mechanics, systems, and more, and implemented a level design tool to streamline the work process. So it's not like they were making menus, and this was just a team that did nothing. I don't know where all of that's coming from. But they are not the main team. Of course not. I think everyone knows that. Why were they laid off? Same reason video game companies always lay off employees, raise profits, or recoup losses. Even if they were with the team that did nothing, they still shouldn't have been fired. Well, if they did nothing, it would make sense that you would then cut them because the game's already out. What they shouldn't have done is hire them in the first place. If all they did, let's say this team did nothing but research the market of hero shooters, it would make sense that they would no longer be on the team since the game is released. But usually if you would have a team dedicated to that, they wouldn't be full-time employees working on the NetEase branch tasked with Marvel Rivals. They would be contractors tasked with research development on Marvel Rivals. They were there for a specific role that isn't needed anymore. Based on what? Where are you getting that from, Echo? Because everything I've seen, they were on active roles. This is literally one of their level designers. It's not like levels are no longer going to be seen in the game anymore. 2 of them were level designers. And Thaddeus was the game director overseeing the team. It just doesn't make sense where people are even getting these completely baseless claims on the team that was laid off. I think Grums elaborated on Twitter. Ah, a great source. The guy who's constantly melting down about the most trivial shit in games that you've never even heard of. Let me see. I'm sure he knows more than the people that were actually let go. The first one I see. Did you think a studio from Seattle would make female characters attractive? That was what he retweeted saying. The truth was right there the whole time. What a source. He must know about these layoffs in detail. And that is all he's posted about it. Oh, wait, no, here, wait. He posted one more thing. From a literal 2-follower account saying if the director was a support team in Seattle. And that's it. I don't know what you're seeing for his elaboration. And then he just referenced what people were already talking about with the 6 layoffs. And that the core team is still there. Because obviously, the game is made in China. No shit, the core team is still there. All he just keeps repeating is 6 people were laid off. Which I think is accurate. I think that's true. But they weren't menu makers. They were literally level designers and shit. At least the known ones. Isn't this the norm of the gaming industry? Don't you think they were fully prepared to look for a new opportunity once they knew their job would be forfeit? You new here? It is the norm in the gaming industry to get fucked, but when you have a super successful smash hit, you're usually not expecting to need a job immediately after. When you were a team, like you weren't a contractor, you were literally an entire branch of the team. Happens all the time, Charlie. I said that in the video too, it's the norm, what the fuck? I'm well aware, that doesn't mean that it's good, like it still sucks. I don't understand. It was just 6 employees, why is everyone acting like it was a huge branch that got deleted? It being 6 employees still doesn't matter. Like, they did contribute quite a bit to the game from everything I can see here. Like, these are pretty important team members. And the game is extremely successful. So, it's just greedy. You didn't need to cut this team. You could still have them keep working on the levels. So it just sucks. The game is extremely successful. It was unnecessary. Doesn't matter the size. What company do you work for? If you got fired right now, I'm sure you'd probably still be a little upset. You're just one guy. And Capcom had a good year, didn't they give everyone bonuses and Stellar Blade team got PS5s? Yeah, that was super sweet. The Stellar Blade team gave everyone everyone in the company PS5s as like a thank you. This will not change the game. This team getting canned will not change the game. As I said, this was not the main game director they let go of. This is not the main team. It is still a team that was utilized to develop the game and actively working on the game that has been canned at the height of an extremely explosive success. It sucks. That sucks. It's that simple. And this is something NetEase does a lot. It's like people totally forget what kind of company this is. Again, we don't know the full extent of everything they worked on. I'm still hoping to hear back from Gary and Jack. Thaddeus is under NDA, so can't go into specifics. But NetEase had done this exact thing for a game called Visions of Mana. I don't know how many of you remember this, but NetEase got absolutely blasted to the Shadow Realm immediately after Visions of Mana came out. NetEase blasted the developers of Visions of Mana to the Shadow Realm immediately after it came out. They will just, like, lay people off, even if they're very important to a game. In this case, they literally just laid off the whole team that made the game. This is standard protocol for them. The Esports Illustrated states the devs got laid off to reorganize overseas NetEase investments, which I believe. Again, as I said in the video, I imagine it's to consolidate everything to China. That doesn't mean it doesn't suck. It still sucks. What does this mean for the future of Marvel Rivals? It means nothing. Like, the game's not going to change or anything. Like, it's not going to take a nosedive or anything. It still just sucks. Like, that's it. It was just a scummy thing to do. If nothing changes, I guess they were right in firing them, though. Wherever you work is going to be totally fine if they fire you. Should they just fire you if nothing's going to change? Like, it's just... the game is extremely successful. This team helped make it successful. And now they've been fired at the height of its success.